Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Tatiana, your favorite new construction realtor, and I have some exciting news today to share with you. I'm here with one of my preferred lenders, Segal with Highlands Mortgage, and we're here to discuss ways to prepare to help you buy a home this year. So, Segal, do you mind sharing some information about yourself?
Yes. Hi, everyone, and thank you, Tati, for having me. My name is Segal. I'm a mortgage loan officer with Highlands Residential Mortgage. I help people build generational and long term wealth through home ownership and through real estate. And I help home buyers and investors find the best loan financing options to fit their specific situation. So, whether you're a first time home buyer or you're an investor, we have an option for you. And I'm licensed in DC, Maryland, Virginia, and Florida.
Awesome, awesome. And before we get into the questions here, how can people contact you?
So people can contact me through my email, which we can link below.
Okay.
I have an Instagram page, it's Siggy Sig, and then my business phone as well, which we'll link below.
Sounds good. All right. So let's dive into it. So the first question I have for you would be, what are the pros and cons to buying a home right now as opposed to waiting it out?
Yeah, so I think one of the obvious pros to buying right now is that you start building equity sooner, right? If you wait 6 months, a year, 2 years, you miss out on the opportunity to start building equity right now. You also might miss out on a home that is worth 500,000 today, but then a year from now might be worth $540,000 because the property values they go up. So that's one thing, right? But then we're also right now still technically in the winter market. So there's less competition on the market right now. If you wait until spring or summertime to buy, you're going to have more buyers on the market. So there's going to be more competition. So you might not see things like seller's incentives as often. So you might not be able to get closing cost help as easily as you would get it right now because there's more competition. You'll also see more bidding wars in the spring and the summer because of all the competition that's on the market. Um, and then also, right now, there is a lot of volatility in the market. There's a lot of uncertainty with the Trump administration imposing these tariffs. We don't know what's going to happen. So, if and when these tariffs take place, that could cause the price and the cost of goods to go up, which could cause inflation to go up, which could potentially cause the interest rates to go up a little bit.
Mm,
So, that's another thing. If you're someone that is shopping right now, I would say if you're happy with your rate and with the homes that you find right now, just go ahead and lock in because you don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what's going to happen in the coming months.
right, right. Yeah, no, I definitely agree. I definitely agree with that. And you still have a few people who are concerned about a market crash, right? Thinking that it's going to crash like
Right.
2009, right? So, what would you say to someone who's thinking about a crash coming soon?
I don't think that a crash is going to happen. I think there is a lot of volatility and uncertainty in the market, but what happened back in 2008, 2009 is a lot different than what is happening now. It's two totally different situations. So that's not what analysts predict right now.
I agree. And I haven't seen that either myself. So thank you for clarifying that for us. So, what is the benefits? What would you say are like the major benefits to house hacking right now? Or how can someone take advantage of house hacking in this market?
Yeah. So house hacking, for people that don't know, it is when you purchase typically a multifamily property, so 2 to 4 units. You live in one unit and then you rent out the other ones. So it's a good way for someone that wants to get into investing in real estate to start, right? It's a really easy way to purchase multifamily because you can also use 75% of the anticipated rental income as qualifying income, which is really good because that gives you a little bit more buying power. You can also, depending on the numbers, a lot of the times those rent payments can cover your mortgage or cover a portion of your mortgage. So it gives you a little break on your monthly payment also. But yeah, I think it's a great way for people to start investing in real estate that have never done it before.
Definitely awesome. And you work with various, I would say, buyers. So investors, someone looking to buy a home to as their residential property. So you help all types of clients, right?
Yeah. And also, I'll add that with house hacking, if you do purchase as your primary residence to live in one unit and rent out the others, you can take advantage of the 3.5% down with FHA or the 5% down with conventional. So it's just an easy way to kind of get into real estate investing.
Awesome. I like that. I like that. Perfect. All right. And so my next question would be, what programs do you offer to first-time home buyers?
We offer a plethora of programs.
What else?
We have our conventional 3% down for first time home buyers. We have
Okay.
FHA 3.5% down. We have VA for veterans and military personnel. And then we have down payment assistance options also. So for Maryland, we have the Maryland Mortgage Program. You can get up to 5% in down payment assistance, which is really good if you're a first time home buyer because it'll cover your down payment plus a portion of your closing costs. And
Oh,
then in Baltimore, there's a program called Live Baltimore. It's a Baltimore specific program, but they also have a lot of down payment assistance options. And for DC, we work with DC Open Doors, HPAP, EHAP, things like that. So a lot of down payment assistance. And then if you're someone that doesn't really care to use down payment assistance, or maybe you make too much money to qualify for down payment assistance, then we have the conventional 3% down and the FHA 3.5% down as minimum down payment.
awesome. Awesome. Are there any grants that you know of or?
No grants right now. A lot of those grants went away during COVID,
Mhm.
but we still have the down payment assistance options available.
Got it. Okay, well, that is good to know. All right, so now let's talk about the benefits of choosing an outside lender as opposed to the builder's lender because, I specialize in new construction and people ask me this all the time. So, what's your take on that?
I think that one of the main benefits to using an outside lender is that typically your lender will have a relationship with your realtor. So if you go and you use Tati as your real estate agent, she has a relationship with me. We have a great working relationship. We communicate well. We both know the process. We're responsive to one another. And we really work as a team on your behalf to get you to the closing table. And it's really important for you to have that solid team around you, right? So I think that's one of the biggest benefits. Also, there's no conflict of interest. A lot of the time with the builder's lender, they the builder, they have sales goals that they're looking to meet, and the lender works for the builder. So and then also, a lot of the times they give that incentive, but they do have higher costs and fees that kind of offset that incentive. So you do want to shop around, make sure that you're getting the best deal because their interest rates are not as competitive as an outside lender's interest rates will be.
Yeah.
So I would say just, make sure that you're shopping around and doing your due diligence.
Definitely. I agree to that. And when you are shopping around, I want to say that you have at least, I would say about 3 months prior to settling on your new construction home to really lock in with your
Hmm.
lender. You don't need to make a decision like up front, but I will say about 60 to 90 days out before settling, you would need to make that decision before we close on your home. So
Yeah.
just to put that out there. And so, what tips do you have for buyers on the financing process for new construction? Are there any financing tips that you recommend?
I would say first to get pre approved sooner rather than later because you want to know where you stand and what your buying power is. Also, definitely compare loan estimates. So if you do get pre-approved with the builder's lender, still make sure that you're talking to an outside lender and getting a loan estimate from them also so you can just compare those costs and fees. Because again, even though the builder's lender typically gives an incentive, if they're charging you more in different costs and fees, it may balance out. So always, compare. Also, I would say use a real estate agent when you are purchasing a new construction home because if you go to the builder on your own, their sales rep they may try to tell you that you don't need to have a real estate agent because they don't want to pay your agent the commission. But you can and you should use a real estate agent because you want to have somebody that's looking out for your best interest and working on your behalf to look over that contract for you and just make sure that everything looks good.
Absolutely.
So I would say that also.
Yes, and I just wanted to add on to that as well because you have so many people who think if they just go out to purchase new construction without an agent, they'll save money, right? But that's not the case.
Right.
Builders already have that bank available to provide your agent with the commissions for bringing you to buy that home. So they already have our commission there. So you're not really helping yourself. If anything, you're doing yourself a disservice by not hiring your own agent to look out for your best interest. And I also wanted to go back a bit further as far as like financing, right? Because many people are concerned with applying for more than one lender. They might think that, well, if I apply to too many lenders, I'll get a hard hit every time. But that's not the case, right?
Yeah, that's not the case. You do have 30 days. The credit bureaus, they give you 30 days to shop around for a mortgage loan. A lot of lenders like myself, we do a soft pull on your credit initially, so it doesn't even hit your credit. But if you do come across a lender that says that they do a hard pull, then you do have a 30-day window to still shop around and get your credit pulled by multiple lenders, and it will not affect your credit because they know that you're shopping for a mortgage loan.
Absolutely. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
So I wanted to ask you, Tati, what are some common challenges that your clients face purchasing new construction homes?
I would say a few of the common challenges would be the school district. I hear that so much. I mean, they'll ask me all the time, what are the best schools? What are the best schools here, right? But as an agent, we technically can't tell you what the best schools are, but we can give you information for you to do that research yourself. Because my idea of a best school may be about a 3.5, maybe 4, but for you, it may be a 5. Right? 5 plus. So, right. So I do recommend that you visit greatschools.org just so that you can take a look at those ratings based on the zip code. So that's one major challenge. The next common challenge would be the space, right? No, if someone's buying a single family home, they really don't want to be directly close to their neighbor. They want that green space available to give them more privacy. So that's another thing. So that's where we have a conversation based on location, based on the communities that interest you, and also maybe even looking into a build on your lot option so that you get more of that privacy.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of the times, a lot of these new builds, a lot of them are townhomes too. So they're like multi-level. So it's, you kind of have to look around to find exactly what you're looking for.
Definitely. Yeah, for sure.
What are some things that you would say buyers can do to best prepare themselves for purchasing a new construction home?
Yeah, for sure. So as we mentioned earlier, hiring an agent and then also working with a lender to help you prepare, right? Because if you don't have these people in your space, right, helping you figure out the next steps, then you'll definitely be lost, right? Mm-hmm. And so I will say that your lender is going to look into your finances. They're going to look into your credit, right? If you have any collections or any derogatory remarks, I would recommend that you work on getting those removed if you can. I would also work on paying down any credit card debt that you have to give yourself that chance of getting qualified for what you're looking for, right? A higher purchasing price that you're looking for. Um, what else can I say about preparing? And also just making sure you're saving, right? You're going to need to have some kind of money out of the bank to help you with the down payment and closing costs. So you want to have that in place as well as you're preparing to buy a home.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's really important to have a good team, a solid team behind you, people that you trust, people that are knowledgeable and that know what they're doing and that can really help guide you along through the process.
Definitely, for sure.
Do you see when you're helping clients purchase new construction homes, do you see any red flags along the way? And if so, what are some of those red flags that you would warn your clients about?
Yeah, for sure. I've seen many red flags in my years of selling new construction. But that's why it's always good to ask questions up front, right? Like the permitting process. How long does that take? Because that alone can like prolong the process when you're building a house. They may tell you, well, it's only going to take us 3 months, when in turn you're on month 9 waiting for permits back from the county. So that's the first thing, is just asking those questions up front. The second, I would say, red flag would be just not having it in writing, right? You want to have everything possible in writing because the sales rep, they work for the builder. So it's their job to sell, 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 right? No matter what. So they may tell
Mhm.
you, well, hey, Segal, the sun is green. Oh, is it? Where is that in the contract? Can we see that? Can you point us to that, right? And if it's not in the contract, can you write this down? Can you add this in as an addendum? Because they'll tell you whatever they want you to hear just so that you can sign that contract.
Right.
And I've seen that before as well. So you want to have everything in writing because over time, when your home is under contract, right before you close, you don't want things to hit the fan over he said, she said. So just
Right.
always have it in writing.
Yeah, yeah. And that goes back to our point about making sure that you, as a buyer, have your own agent and you don't just rely on the sales rep because the sales rep is looking out for the builder.
Yep,
So,
absolutely. They are.
how would you say that agents can assist their clients in evaluating whether or not the upgrades that are offered for new construction are worth the cost, the additional cost?
Definitely. And I would say this, it's really just ties into sticking to a budget, right? Like, what is your budget? Before you buy a home, you should have a budget, regardless, right? So we have to stick to that budget. If it makes sense, okay, great. But if it doesn't make sense right now, that's fine. Like, I know that you want to have everything in your home, all the bells and whistles as your home is being built, but it may not be necessary during the build because it may cost you more money out of pocket.
Mm-hmm.
So I would just say, hey, let's review the budget. Let's review your needs as opposed to your wants and stick to those needs. Right. So I've had clients who bought a new construction home, they built it from ground up, and then they would actually hire their own outside contractor to install their deck because they save money on doing that.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, and I actually have a list of contractors I would recommend to help you with those things. So, yeah, sticking to your budget is the most important when evaluating.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Sometimes the builder, I feel like with those upgrades, they actually charge a little bit more than what you would pay if you just purchased the base
Hmm.
property as is and then got your own contractor to come and do the little upgrades that you want in the house.
Yeah, absolutely. And I agree with you on that too. And then also, there are builders who will have, what can I say? They offer these incentives where you can kind of play around with that as well, right? So you could use some type of incentive towards whatever. Like, you have builders who will allow you to hire your own outside lender, but still give you
Oh,
access to some type of incentive where you can add options or upgrades. So I've seen that before as well. But yeah, it's just all about sticking to your plan. And as your agent, I help you do that.
yeah. I love that.
For sure, for sure. Well, yeah, I think that's it for today. Thank you again, Segal, aka Siggy. I call her Siggy. Thank you so much for stopping by or stopping on this Zoom call. I think this was so informative. And if you like this video, please do me a favor and make sure that you subscribe and also hit that thumbs up. It helps me in the YouTube algorithm. But yeah, I'll see you all soon, and I hope you have a great day.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.